What's up and welcome to Versus Battle Cards. Sorry this one's a little bit late, but it's finally here. Silent protags, or at least mostly silent protags, are super fun because you can plop them in just about any situation. And these two both got the Aang treatment. You know, plopped in a brand new world, destined to master every single natural element before them. But they also have the bonus connections of both being blonde, both being followed by tiny annoying companions, and both doing whatever it takes to reunite with their loved ones. It's Jack, from Jack and Daxter, versus Genshin Impact's Traveler. According to the Discord poll, Jack wins, but only by a single vote. It was pretty close. Let's see if you guys are really getting back on your winning streak. This is Versus Battle Cards. Starting off with the Arsenal category, and we've got to give it to Jack. Not that Traveler is lacking any, it's just Jack is insane. You'll see. He can manipulate every type of eco in his world. This includes green eco, which allows him to heal himself, create shields, or even create platforms in the Lost Frontier. Yellow eco allows Jack to fire projectiles, or even gives him a rocket jump, aiding in his agility. Blue eco is able to double Jack's speed, and red eco does the same for his strength. There's also dark and light eco. Both grant Jack brand new and more powerful forms with incredible arsenals of their own. Dark eco allows Jack to grow in size, become invincible and create shockwaves, generate electricity, become invisible, and light eco allows Jack to fly, he can heal himself even further than green eco can, and he can greatly slow down time. And on top of all of this, Jack has a weapon that can channel all these forms of eco, the Morph Gun. Red eco fires out like a shotgun, or can release shockwaves. Yellow eco fires like a machine gun, or can launch auto-firing drones. Blue eco fires like a minigun, or can shoot out homing needles. Then finally with the dark eco's Peacemaker, it can fire electricity, manipulate gravity itself, or clear the screen with a massive supernova. Moving on to the Traveler, and I'll make a note that Genshin is still ongoing. The story still has more, the gameplay still has more new mechanics have yet to be introduced. The Traveler is still very much on their journey, so some things will be given to them here that they don't quite have yet, but most definitely will in the future with how the game's going. The Traveler is able to manipulate every element in their world. This includes Anima, which allows them to control wind or create massive tornadoes and vortexes. Geo, which lets them control the earth and create rock formations and pillars. Electra, which grants manipulation of electricity and lightning. Dendra, which can control plants and nature itself. The Traveler can even create a massive continuously damaging area around them. The remaining elements have yet to be used by the Traveler, but we know that they will be. This includes Hydro, manipulating water, Pyro, manipulating fire, and Cryo, manipulating ice. The Traveler can also manipulate these elements through whatever weapon they have equipped. For example, shooting out gusts of Anemo with each strike. The Traveler can also use Elemental Sight to track opponents, fly through the air by traveling as a ball of elemental energy, create elemental shields, and can heal themselves, either by eating food or by using other elemental abilities like Palm Vortex. Like I said, the Traveler's pretty stacked, being able to control every element like that. But Jack's on a completely different level, being able to control every element, having a weapon that can control every element, and multiple transformations that can do so as well. He takes the Arsenal category, but let's see what the YouTube comments are thinking. Speed-wise, they're pretty equal, both being pretty casual lightning timers. The Peacemaker attachment to his Morph Gun can fire lightning-based projectiles, and characters have dodged Peacemaker attacks before. And Jack himself was able to quickly react to and avoid a point-blank laser shot from Sig. And this should be subrelativistic at least. Maybe not speed of light considering the distance, but subrelativistic at least. And as for the Traveler side, characters in Genshin who the Traveler can definitely scale to are dealing with electro attacks all the time, both dodging and using it, and both at long distances and short range. They can even avoid and react to lightning from the sky during a storm, meaning they should also hit the massively hypersonic to subrelativistic range as well. However, despite Jack and the Traveler appearing to be equal in speed, This was because we didn't factor in Jack's blue eco or his time slowing ability, which should push him farther ahead, so Jack wins speed as well. Moving on to strength, and even on his first adventure, Jack was pretty tough, taking down gigantic building-sized precursor robots with relative ease. He was able to take one down later in Jak 3 without any eco upgrades at all. He survived tons of explosions and abuse from a wide variety of enemies, but the star of the show is Errol's robot. This gigantic behemoth of a mech fell from space, created an impact so powerful it parted all these clouds, and was totally fine. Calculating the impact is kind of difficult because there's lots of variables. How high the clouds are, how fast they moved, what kind of clouds they are. But the low end seems to be about 80 gigatons while the high end is 160 gigatons. Enough to destroy a large island. And you know how this robot completely survived that impact? Well, Jak is powerful enough to destroy parts of it, and even survive a reaction that created an explosion that actually was powerful enough to damage and destroy this robot. Which likely means he's even tougher, especially if given his red eco multiplier. As for the Traveler, while they're strong, they can't quite scale to everything that happens in Genshin, though their journey isn't finished, so we can give them a little leeway. Leeway. Puns. Creating storm clouds over a really small map, making everything super difficult to measure, seems to be this verse's favorite thing. There's Dvalin, Razor can create storm clouds with his abilities, Andreas creates a massive blizzard worth at least 80 gigatons, but then there's Raiden Shogun splitting an island. I've seen calcs for this feat range between as little as 30 gigatons to as high as 200 gigatons, but considering how powerful Raiden Shogun is, it's safer to lean towards the high end. This means the Traveler wins the strength category. Now Jak could catch up with his red eco, but the Traveler also has food that enhances their own strength. So Jak wouldn't be able to tie things up for long. Let's see what the Discord predictions are thinking though. The bonus category is actually pretty tricky to decide. Both of these characters appear to be equally skilled, able to manipulate all the elements in their world and mastering a different weapon, Jak with his gun and the Traveler with their sword. Both also have a few years of experience, so they're pretty equal there, and intelligence-wise, both are pretty average and normal. They both seem to know what they're doing and understand new threats pretty well, only making the occasional mistake. So I guess this last section is a tie. With no one racking up any bonus points at the last second, the winner of this fight is Jak. Now the Traveler is strong, especially if they've had some strength buffing food to boost their lead in power even further. However, that's all they really have. Jak has everything else. Jak is already able to match Traveler's speed by default, but blue eco and time slowing abilities will pull him ahead even further, and Traveler doesn't really have any speed boosting food. Then there's Jak's ridiculous arsenal. While the Traveler technically does have infinite elemental abilities, only needing a small cooldown every now and then, Jak just has so many powers and different variants to his morph gun, it's likely he'd overwhelm Traveler before he ever runs out of anything. Even his healing is better. The Traveler's Palm Vortex healing only works if it kills an enemy, and if they eat too much healing food, they'll get full. Then finally, with both of them being equal in skill, experience, and intelligence, it's unlikely the Traveler would be able to come up with something to outsmart Jak or maneuver around everything Jak has up his sleeves. The winner is Jak. But let me know what you guys think of this outcome, and thank you for predicting in this episode. Be sure to predict the next one with a comment down below, a comment in my Discord server, or making a video response. Please, we really need more video responses. The next one's gonna be fun to predict anyways. It's
Like a wolf among the lambs.